12 right now, and I'm Air Force Staff Sergeant Isaac Garden. It's a great day to be alive, an even better day to do something nice for someone, so get on out there and be a blessing. And speaking of blessings, I have a couple of gentlemen in the studio with me today. I have a Lieutenant Colonel Hobie Cup. He's a 6'6", Cav Squadron Commander, and I also have Specialist Jeremy Miller, partner in crime over here. How you guys doing today?
Doing great.
Pretty good.
Good. All right, so we're going to jump right into it, and we're going to talk a little bit about what kind of training the 6'6" Cav did in preparation for this deployment to Korea.
First of all, I just want to thank you for having us here. And as I look back on it, the squadron's really been preparing for this mission in Korea for about the last year. It started, I first got notification when we were actually doing a deployment readiness exercise down in Fort Bragg, North Carolina, from Fort Drum. And that's when we were first told that we would be the replacement attack reconnaissance squadron to replace 2-6 Cav here in Korea. Over the last year, the squadron supported 3 JRTC rotations, one as a multi-functional aviation task force headquarters. The other 2 were supported with flight troops and associated support personnel. Additionally, there's a big focus on individual training, aviator training that included Dunker Heeds, multiple aerial gunneries and field exercises. And lastly, we spent invested a lot of time in preparing our families, especially in light of the harsh winters that are synonymous with Fort Drum and the 10th Mountain Division, to make sure all of our families are prepared to handle that in our absence. All commanders are proud of their formations and things they've accomplished on a daily basis, but I'm especially proud of the hardworking troopers and the families of this storied squadron. Everything they have accomplished and everything I'm sure they will accomplish in support of 2nd Infantry Division and our longstanding ROC partners. It's the character, competence, and commitment of my troopers that's truly second to none.
So, have you gotten to work with the ROC yet? Hand in hand with any kind of operational missions?
Being that we've only been on the ground for a couple of weeks, we haven't had the opportunity to get out and train with them yet. We're still working through some integration tasks, some local area orientations for our aviators, and some of those things just to be more equipped and more set to train and take full advantage of the training opportunity that is offered to us here in Korea.
Absolutely. So what kind of aircraft do you guys operate over
there? We're OH-58 Deltas. We are the next to last rotational ARS that will be equipped with the OH-58 Delta.
So in layman's terms, for non-aviators like myself, what's the OH-58 Delta? What is that? Like the civilian term for that?
It's a Bell 206. It's the small 2-seater helicopter for reconnaissance, security, light attack type missions. It's the one you'll see flying around the peninsula with the ball sitting on top of it.
Okay. So next time you go up, can I get in the passenger seat?
We might be able to work something out.
I put them on the spot, and they're like, I don't know. But yeah, so I definitely want to go up. So I know I got to clear that with somebody. But seeing as how you're the commander, it is what it is. But I ain't gonna put you on the spot, sir. You can say no. It's okay. You can say no. It's all right. All right. So with the family thing and being separated, we talked a little bit over the break, and you've been in command in this position for a little over a year. How is it separated from your family and having to be away from them for so long?
It's tough. It can be tough. But what I'm really impressed by is we focus a lot on the resiliency of the soldiers, and we spend a lot of time training resiliency in our soldiers. But it's really the resiliency of the family members that impresses me the most, because they will keep the home fires burning. I know for me personally, I don't ever hear a whole lot of griping or complaining. Just as long as I contact them on a regular basis and listen, because a lot of times that's all they want. They just want someone to listen because they got it under control back there.
Okay. So what about you, Specialist Miller? You've been quiet over there. You got a family back home?
Oh, yes, I do. I miss them very much. Danielle, you already know I miss you. That's my wife.
Okay.
But my family back in Delaware, I miss them too.
Yeah.
It's tough. I joined the Army, and I wouldn't join it if I couldn't do it. So
how did you have some kind of pep talk with your wife and hey, look, be gone for a year?
It's only 9 months. I told her that we expected this. We've known about this for over 6 months. So up to that point, we prepared and we're ready.
Okay, all right. Now with that being said, we're gonna go right into the weather right now. Currently, it is 72 degrees. It's gonna be a low of 52 tonight. Tomorrow it's gonna be high of 76 and a low of 51 with a few clouds from time to time. 10% chance of rain. And Friday's going to be a high of 73 and a low of 53 with a 50% chance of rain.
Gas prices today, regular is $2.47, premium at $2.89, and diesel is sitting at $2.69.
And the current exchange rate is $1 to 1,101 Korean won.
All right, so there it is. So right after this short break, we got some throwbacks, got some training, some hootie and a blowfish. Hope you're prepared for that one. And also we got some Megan Trainer, like I'm Gonna Lose You. So keep it locked, because right after those songs, we'll be right back with Lieutenant Colonel Cup and also Specialist Miller. So don't go anywhere. It's 2:28 right now, and what you just heard was Megan Trainer, like I'm Gonna Lose You. Before that was Train, When I Look to the Sky. So when I look to the sky, I see helicopters all the time, you know, and these guys right here are the reason for that. And I'm in the studio with Lieutenant Colonel Cup, 6'6" Cav Commander, Squadron Commander, and also Specialist Jeremy Miller, just Specialist. That's what he does, just Specialist. All right, so first break we talked a little bit about what you guys did in preparation for this deployment, and also how you prepared your families and all that. So how are the soldiers adjusting to the new mission and environment?
Like I said earlier, my troopers in particular are an extremely resilient bunch, and adjusting to the new mission here in Korea has not really been that big of an adjustment overall. The entire squadron is truly embracing the subtle change from living on amber, like we were back home, to fight tonight and win, as we are here in Korea. The character of the squadron the charter, really, of the squadron has always been to provide world-class aviation support to the ground maneuver forces through reconnaissance, security, and close combat attacks. The 2nd Combat Aviation Brigade has welcomed us in with open arms and made the transition to this environment really smooth. We truly feel like we're one of their organic aviation battalions already. Being in Korea, it definitely opens up some tremendous training opportunities. We are currently partnered with the 103rd Rock Aviation Battalion, and for me and most of my troopers, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to train with a partner force and do our part in strengthening the alliance. Another benefit of being a rotational force really is a reduction in distractors and a unified focus across the entirety of the formation. Being away from families is always hard, like we talked about earlier, but it can also be mitigated to a degree through tough and realistic training, which is what we're here to do. So we're looking forward to finishing up our local area orientation on our aviators, and we are already in the planning stages of a squadron-level field training exercise that will incorporate squadron aerial gunnery. And I know that will be a tremendous collective training opportunity for the squadron. It will not only increase our readiness, but it'll also set the stage for key resolve coming up next spring. In many ways, like I've told my soldiers, and Miller's heard this a million times, being in Korea really isn't that much different in terms of operational tempo than being back at Fort Drum. The difference really lies in that fight tonight mentality. I fully expect and know my troopers will answer every mission that's thrown our way in the same tenacity and swagger that cavalry organizations are ultimately known for. Being here definitely offers some additional opportunities that my squadron definitely is going to take advantage of outside, just the normal training schedule. We're all looking forward to taking in and learning all we can about the Korean culture and this absolutely beautiful country. We started last weekend by introducing all my troop command teams to a snapshot of the Korean culture and the public transportation system, which is a change for all of us.
Oh, yeah.
In what became kind of an operation that was dubbed the SCO's Amazing Race of Seoul. It was the first step in a very deliberate leader development plan across the squadron to learn and understand the significance of our presence here and why our alliance with South Korea is absolutely vital to both of our nations. For me personally, I can't wait to get out and visit and tour the DMZ. And I've actually incorporated that in my annual training guidance for all of my soldiers to get out and experience the DMZ while we're here in Korea. I would say we're excited to be here, to say the least.
Absolutely. So have you guys gotten out to see the DMZ or anything, fun on the weekends yet?
Not as yet, no.
No? So what do you plan on doing? What's your plans for this weekend?
This weekend, I plan on going to Yongsan, the electronics market, and really exploring all their stores that they got there. And last weekend we had a great time with the Amazing Race. So
tell me a little bit about the Amazing Race. What was this about?
The Amazing Race, we just went down to, we left as a group from Camp Humphreys, went down to AK Plaza. At AK Plaza, I handed each one of the command teams a list of almost scavenger hunt type points throughout Seoul and some things that they had to do at each one of those locations. And sent them off on their way. At the end of the evening, we all came back to Dragon Hill Lodge for dinner, graded their score sheets, took a look at their pictures, and it was a great team-building event for all of us.
Awesome. So was there a winner?
There was. Yeah. HHT won.
Okay. So what did they win? Some kind of prize or like just a high five? Good job.
No, I told them all I owe them dinner. So I guess that's on me on one of these upcoming weekends.
Hey, they're going to hold you to that now if you've been on the radio. You just said it to everybody. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that at all. All right, so, with that being said, what are your outlook on the entire, rotation of things that you want your command to experience?
Man, being here just offers an opportunity to teach some of our younger leaders how to truly do unit training management. A lot of times it gets, especially when you're CONUS-based, it gets interrupted a lot. Right. Going back to that focus, that fight tonight type of mentality, I think this just provides a great opportunity for me to really train my troop commanders and first sergeants on how to do troop-level unit training management and show a progression of training over the course of our 9-month rotation.
That's awesome. Okay. So is everybody prepared for that?
Oh, they're absolutely prepared. They're ready to go.
Awesome. What about you, Miller? You ready?
I'm definitely ready.
That's
yep,
right.
Fight tonight. Cool.
All right. So we're going to take a short break, and right after this short break, we'll come back with them Cool War Kids and also some Jamie Lawson and Alicia Keys. So keep it locked right here on AFN The Eagle as we're serving America's best. It's 2:45 right now, and that was Alicia Keys with Throwback with If I Ain't Got You. Anybody else? Several relics before that with Gonna Get Over You. So I guess they're kind of competing as to what needs to be said. But anywho, I'm in the studio with Lieutenant Colonel Hobie Cup and also Specialist Jeremy Miller. And if you've missed the first two segments, we talked a little bit about what type of training the 6.6 CAF has done in preparation for this deployment. And also the second break, we talked a little bit about how the soldiers are adjusting to this new mission and environment and some things that they can expect. So, as the commander, Colonel Cup, what message will you reinforce during the upcoming holiday season for the soldiers?
It's this isn't the first time that I or many of my soldiers have been away from their families during the holidays or at other significant times. No matter if you've done it before, if you haven't, it can be a challenging and trying time for each and every one of us. I'd like to remind the soldiers, my soldiers in particular, that they're not in this alone. They're here with their cavalry family, a family that is filled with tremendous leaders and exceptional soldiers who know how to look out for one another, and that every single soldier in the 6-shooter squadron is absolutely vital to our ability to accomplish our mission here in Korea. Oftentimes the holiday season is really harder on our loved ones back home who are holding down the fort than it is on us. So I would encourage all of my soldiers to maintain communication with their families. One of the many advantages of being here in Korea, vice deployments elsewhere, is that there is absolutely no shortage of means to stay in touch with your loved ones back home. For my squadron, being in Korea, it offers really some new and exciting opportunities for me to continuously build my team, especially when it comes to the holidays. My goal as a commander is always to take whatever challenges we face, and whether it's being away from families during the holidays or other challenges, and turn them into positive outcome events. For example, coming up for this Thanksgiving, my Command Sergeant Major Harvey and Chief Warrant Officer 3 Sean Byard have already started working the coordination for a squadron feast that'll take place. That'll be complete with a pig roast and will be topped off by our annual Red and White Bowl, which is a flag football tournament that we do in the squadron around Thanksgiving every year. And that will obviously culminate with the traditional officer versus enlisted flag football game.
So y'all want to get beat that bad?
Well, actually, the enlisted team's probably looking for a little bit of retribution after last year. That game was over by halftime.
Luck. It was luck.
Yeah, they
they
underestimated us bad. Yeah.
It's because I wasn't playing. That's
right.
what happened.
Because the specialist was not there.
Exactly.
But it's events like the Red and White Bowl and the pig roast and stuff like that that's instrumental in sustaining the force and vital to us enhancing our team. Lastly, I'd just like to say to all the service members listening, I'd like to personally, it's a little bit early, but I'd like to personally wish each and every one of you and your families a safe and happy holiday season.
Absolutely. Specialist Miller?
I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing.
You want to say happy holidays to your family?
Happy holidays, my wife, my family back home, and we're gonna stick together, me, Sergeant Major, and the SCO, and we're gonna get through this.
Absolutely. All right. So with that being said, is there anything that you want to add before we go? Shout outs or anything like that?
Yeah, just again, thanks for inviting us down. It's been a pleasure being here and representing the newest rotational attack reconnaissance squadron on the peninsula. This has been a great opportunity to publicly highlight the hard work and dedication of my outstanding soldiers and their families. And we are truly looking forward to doing our part to sustain and strengthen the alliance through our partnership with the 103rd Rock Aviation Battalion. Together, no doubt in my mind that if we're called, we are ready to fight tonight and win decisively. Lastly, I'd like to add, just check us out on the 66 Cav Facebook page. You can probably even get us through the 2nd Combat Aviation Brigade's Facebook, Flickr, and YouTube pages for more information about what's going on within the CAB. And lastly, Kachi Kapsida.
All right, so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and check the weather out right now. It's currently 72 degrees, and it says it's clear, but I'm seeing the haze, and I don't think that haze is going to go away anytime soon. And it's going to be a low of about 52 tonight, mainly clear, and Thursday it's going to be sunshine and clouds mixed with the high of 76 and a few clouds Thursday night with the low of 51, 10% chance of rain, and Friday is going to be a high of 73 and a low of 53.
The gas today, regular 247, premium 289, and diesel 269.
And the exchange rate, $1 to 1,101 Korean won.
All right, sir. Hey, thank you guys for coming out. It's been a pleasure talking to you and getting to know you. Feel free to come down and just get with Sergeant Smith, and he'll bring you guys down here, and we can talk more about this red, white, and was it red, white bowl?
Red and White Bowl.
Red, white bowl. Yeah, because I don't believe wholeheartedly that the enlisted lost by halftime last year. I can't take that one.
You might be right. It might have been the first quarter.
Oh, see, you still talking. You got to make me play some football. Okay, so that being said, we got to go and get to a short break. Got the weekend with I Can't Feel My Face coming up right after this short break. So keep it locked right here on AFN The Eagle, to serving America's best.